Dragonflight has already infiltrated the tideways. We must follow.
You are... Well, don't you worry. We'll find a way to stop them.
Time Ways shall be protected. Sands of time, I call upon you. The seconds pass. Your time has ended. Sands of time, I call upon you. Count the seconds. Sands of time, I call upon you. The seconds pass. Sands of time, I call upon you. Count the seconds. Sands of time, I call upon you. The seconds pass. Sands of time, I call upon you. Count the seconds. Sands of time, I call upon you. The seconds pass. I see now. You must stop the infinite dawn.
We be champions. The pathway is opened. You shall not interfere with our infinite dawn! I have tracked the infinites to a place A moment where I dare not tread.
You're not coming with us?
I shall be with you in a sense, but not as you know me now. I have faith in you, my friends. And even should you was unwise, know that all is not lost.
He was the biggest proto-dragon ever. His hunger nearly consumed all of dragonkind.
Alright, there's a lot of ways to beat Minecraft. Minecraft is real popular. You already know that, so let's get a little bit more specific. Beating Minecraft is really popular. Speedrunning has been taking the world by storm this last year. In a relatively short period of time, thousands of entries and a laser-focused community have made Block Game the top speedrunning game. Beyond just speedrunning, the idea of beating Minecraft has been crazy effective on YouTube to get clicks and watch time, especially since you can mod the game to make this challenge a little bit more interesting. You got runs of the game that offer creative limitations with never-before-seen challenges, twists on the game's mechanics, or just making the game way easier to beat. Of course, like with many other games, the humans aren't the only ones making a scene here.
I would really prefer it to be fun.
Uh-oh! That slime is full of necromantic power! Looks like we'll need to mop this up!
The storm thunders! The road! The rut! Thunder falls! We need time! The storms feast! Seeps into your skin. The flame consumes! Sinks into your bones! The flame consumes!
your bones! The flame consumes! My lovely! Sinks into your skin. Chill winters, the flame consumes. Sinks into your bones. My flame returns. The curse seeps in. Sinks into your bones. So hungry. We face enemies above and below.
Nostormo! Alexstrasza! Everyone!
About a month ago, I released a video discussing Minecraft AI being tested here on the oldest Anarchy server in Minecraft.
Very
Well, since that video, there's been some developments.
with me.
Baritone bots can kill people now.
They must be working together.
They learn from each engagement that they fight in. These aren't just pathfinding bots anymore. They are capable of utilizing pure reinforcement learning and self-improvement to become emotionless killing machines. Footage has surfaced of a player being massacred by a swarm of bots, all moving together as one using synchronous movement. It's actually scary. We are about to reach the point of no return. The point where things on 2B2T are going to change forever. There's no fancy intro today. Let's get right into it. This all started not too long ago when an update to Baritone was released. It improved the ability for bots to pathfind at bedrock level. Since a lot of fighting on Anarchy servers occurs on the bedrock layer, this was a huge development. Bedrock movement requires precise jumping, and previously, there was no easy way to automate it. This advancement in the technology was seen as a great addition to the Baritone project. This addition was contributed by a user by the name of Connor. But after this update went public, some unusual things started happening on the server. Not too long ago, there was a report of a player being attacked by what appeared to be a swarm of PvP bots. The player said that when he was attacked, he was almost killed, and was only able to escape because of pearls. The bots moved across bedrock in ways that human players could not. At first, this claim was brushed off. None of us thought that Baritone bots were capable of doing something that advanced, let alone being able to learn combat techniques. But 2 nights ago, our fears became reality when footage surfaced of a player being killed by AI-controlled opponents. So I'm going to narrate this footage as it happens, so that way you casual observers out there will actually know what's going on. So this player is on Constantium right now, and the Constantium spawn is pretty much the same as 2B2T in that the bedrock layer is exposed completely. But the player sees another account at bedrock layer and approaches. As this player approaches, the bot comes out of hiding and instantly tries to get out of reach of the player. Now at this point, the bot is just maintaining that distance, so whenever the player approaches, it automatically backs up. And using that bedrock pathfinding I spoke about earlier, it perfectly gets away from the player that's chasing. Now it can move backwards while keeping eye contact with the player at all times. In fact, as it gets close to the lava up here, you'll see that in order to avoid the lava, it'll actually bridge going backwards without even looking. Watch this. Whips out the obsidian and just right away, out of arm's reach. Now, unknown to the player, that bot is actually calling for backup. A swarm of bots is en route to this exact location, and as you can see on those tracers, they've all arrived. They are moving with synchronous movement, kill aura engaged, all of them are going to attack as a single unit. This is the first time that footage like this has been released to the public. This has never been seen before in Minecraft, period. These PvP bots make quick work of this player, and unfortunately, against the machines, he stood no chance. This sets a dangerous precedence on Anarchy servers and Minecraft in general. Rumor began to spread that the user, Connor, who had updated the Bedrock pathfinding, was behind these combat tests. I've been in touch with the lead developer of Baritone, Lejerve, for a while, and he mentioned something very interesting in regards to Connor. He won't tell me much since he stopped committing to the main public fork, but there's some crazy modifications to a closed source fork of Baritone that adds new capabilities and leans much more heavily on pure reinforcement learning and self-improvement. Specifically, it greatly expands what parts of Baritone are controlled by machine learning algorithms, to the point where vast swaths of it have been replaced with a neural network, resulting in huge benefits. Now, as of right now, that fork is still private and not available to the public. But should this advancement become available to the public, what's to stop factions, PvP squads, and other groups from using these bots to fight for them? Any Minecraft account could be turned into a killing machine instantly. Wars fought using AI opponents with players sprinkled in there just trying to survive. We are looking at something that could change 2B2T as we know it. It could change Minecraft as we know it. Now, I know recently the Camping Rusher has returned to 2B2T, and Fuse Trois has stated his intentions to return for a new season, but the server has bigger problems than YouTube invasions right now. We are looking at a future where instead of fighting wars against each other, we'll be fighting them against AI. And the crazy part about this is that I warned people that this was going to happen. In my last video, I had tons of people in the comments saying, it's not actually going to happen, Fit. They're just pathfinding bots. This is nothing special. This isn't true AI. I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so. As of yesterday, Housemaster re-enabled Elytra for testing on 2B2T for the first time in years. Could this mean that Baritone bots could use Elytra to hone in on players even more quickly and kill them? I mean, there's just so many possibilities right now. I'm just trying to wrap my head around all of them. And there are some players that'll be like, well, Fit, they're just using melee weapons. I mean, the meta on 2B2T is to use crystals, right? Well, one of the reports that we received, and remember, we don't have footage of this, but this is one of the reports we received, was that the bots were using crystals. So that should be enough to make any player that plays near spawn worried. I mean, you know me, I tend to hang around spawn a lot. So this means I'm gonna have to be on my guard for sure if this fork becomes public. Now, the way I see it, this technology could go one of two ways. Either it plunges the server into even greater chaos, with players having to unite against this new machine threat. Or, possibly, this equalizes the entire battlefield. If every player has access to this technology, they can become PvP gods in the click of a button. No more skill required for PvP. Simply hit a button, and your account will automatically be PvP. So if anything, it could bring about peace to the server if everyone is capable of fighting equally. Who knows? You know, as I've mentioned in numerous videos of mine, I don't entirely try and predict what's going to happen because sometimes it's useless. Because things happen you don't expect. Even though machines fighting us could be a huge threat on 2B2T, I can't state enough just how impressive this actually is. The fact that now we can have AI-controlled bots that are capable of killing players, it takes a really smart person to program something like that. So I can't state enough just how legitimately impressed I am that this is even possible. So half of me is impressed, half of me is very concerned. But anyway, I've been rambling enough. Long story short, in the future on 2B2T, we could be fighting wars against robots instead of YouTubers or other players. But anyway, that's it for today's video, everyone. I hope you really enjoyed this, and I hope you're prepared for whatever may happen next in regards to the Baritone Project. All Minecraft players should be excited by the Baritone Project and how it's pushing this game to absolute limits and trying out new technology that 10 years ago in Minecraft would have thought to have been impossible. If you liked today's video, make sure to subscribe and to like the video. Also, make sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. And also, I'm excited to announce that I am officially a Twitch partner now. So all of my live streams will be exclusively on Twitch. But don't worry, there is a way for us to still stream 2B2T content on Twitch. We just have to get a little creative. But that's it, everyone. Take it easy. See you next time, and FitFam, you better stay alive out there, because the machines are coming, and they want blood.
"2B2T, the oldest Anarchy server in Minecraft, has just spent the past 4 weeks in complete turmoil. An infamous group of hackers has been using an exploit against the entire server for the past 3 years in secret, and it's finally been revealed to the public. As someone who has covered Minecraft exploits for years, I can safely say this is the most powerful and destructive one I have ever seen. The ultimate coordinate exploit, capable of tracking the real-time movements of over 300,000 players across all 3 of Minecraft's dimensions. 15,000 bases were found using this exploit. There was nowhere to run or hide. It was used to grief countless builds and steal over 200 million Minecraft items from stashes. The group responsible was thought to have quit the server years ago, but they've been pulling the strings from behind the scenes the entire time. What's remarkable is that this exploit shows how fundamentally flawed Minecraft as a game actually is. One person even tried to warn the community that this was happening, but they were written off as crazy and no one listened. Prepare yourselves, for today we'll be discussing No-Con, the most powerful exploit in Minecraft history, explaining who discovered it, how it was possible from a technical perspective, and the complete and utter destruction it caused. This video has been 3 years in the making and has required months of research and gathering testimony. So, if you consider hitting that subscribe button, you are an absolute legend. With that being said, let's get started. Since the server began in 2010, players have always attempted to use exploits in order to gain an advantage over others. If you haven't seen my video, The Day 2B2T Almost Died, I'll sum it up real quick. In 2016, a group of players that went by the name Nerds Incorporated attempted to take over the server through the use of hacking and social engineering. They actually succeeded at their plan and had access to admin powers, but it was short-lived and they eventually lost them. Many members of the Nerds would go inactive, and for a couple of years, not much was heard from them. Until 2 years later, in 2018. 2 players, Ox22 and Bubba J, were both server regulars that had an interest in Minecraft exploits. They had recently discovered a way to crash the server by loading a massive amount of chunks at the same time. The most simple thing you can do in Minecraft is breaking a block, and to do this, you need to click on it. What the exploit did was click on blocks everywhere across the map, even if they were out of render distance. This forced the server to use an incredible amount of resources attempting to load chunks that had never been visited by players. Thousands upon thousands of chunks were loaded in a matter of seconds, causing incredible amounts of lag, and eventually the server would crash. Instead of abusing this new exploit right away, Ox and Bubba J